Welcome back. Now let's discuss about review of literature. I hope you might have heard about the review of literature while we are doing a research project or while you're going for doing a project work. We used to do a thorough literature search. So in this lecture series, we will be seeing what is review of literature, what is the purpose of this review of literature, what are the characteristics of the review of literature, and what are the various sources of informations from which we can collect the review of literature. And this topic, that is the review of literature, is related to the review of literature collection in pharmacy. Okay, so while I was searching this review of literature, I got an quote that is 6 hours in the library may save the researcher 6 months in the laboratory. So if you have the patience to spend 6 hours in the library, that means if you have a mind set up to give time for a thorough literature search, you can save a lot of time in the laboratory. So if you're not doing a very clear literature search, it will lead to various loss of time. You may do a wrong work, you may go for doing a wrong protocol preparation, wrong methodology, and you won't be able to come out with a proper result what we are expecting. So a thorough literature search is needed. Now let's see what's the definition of review of literature. What is review of literature? A review of literature is a critical and evaluative description of publication on a chosen topic or selected area of study. So we are choosing a selected topic or selected area of the study. In that you are collecting various articles that will be giving you a critical and evaluated description of publication. So what is review of literature? A review of literature is a critical and evaluated description of publications on a chosen topic or selected area of study. And what does this review do? Does is it will be describing, summarizes, evaluates, and clarify the literature. So the review, what you are doing in the literature, it will be describes, summarizes, evaluates, and clarify the literature. Mainly it will be giving you a theoretical base for the research and helps to determine the nature of the research. So based on the review of literature, you can determine the nature of the research. What is review of literature? Review of literature is a critical and evaluated description of the publications on a chosen topic or selected area of study, and it will be describing, summarizes, evaluates, and clarify this literature, give you theoretical basis for the research and help to determine the nature of the research. Now coming to the heading, what's the purpose of the review of literature? So why you want to do this review of literature while we are doing your project? The main purpose of review of literature, we can identify already what has been done regarding the research problem. You have chosen a research problem and what works have been completed. So what is already done, you can know, you will get your previous knowledge. Then in some publications you can see recommendation for future research, that will give you an idea what can be done in future. It helps to avoid duplication. If you are not reviewing the proper literature and you are attempting to do the same work done by others, it is a duplicative work. So getting a thorough literature search avoids duplication. You can narrow the problem to be studied and you can identify the questions a body of research does not answer. Then you can get knowledge about the theory, strategies, tools, and instruments for conducting the research. What are the things needed? Like what are the instruments needed? What are the tools needed? What is the basic idea behind that? It helps to understand the different ways of conducting the research, and also we can compare the paper and we can come to a conclusion regarding interpretation and discussion of the previous study. So this is the purpose of review of literature. What's the purpose of review of literature? You can identify what is already known about the research. You'll be getting previous knowledge. You can get recommendation for future research. You can avoid duplication. It helps to narrow the problem. You can identify questions a body of research does not answer. You can get familiar with the theory, tools and instruments. You can find out the different ways of conducting the research, and you can compare the data and help in the interpretation and discussion of previous study. Okay, next, what are the various characteristics of a good quality review of literature? If you have done a very good review of literature, it should be a comprehensive one. Comprehensive means it should give you a detailed information regarding all areas. So your review of literature should be comprehensive. It should give you up-to-date references. It should be systemic. It should be reproducible, free from bias, well written. It should be in the form of sum of its parts. It should be clearly searched and selected, and you should give accurate references. These are the various characteristics. It should be comprehensive, up-to-date reference. That is, if you are doing your research by this June, you should refer till today what have been done. That it should give you the up-to-date references. It should be systemic. It should be reproducible. There should not be any bias. Well written. It should be in the form of sum of its part. It should be clearly searched and selected, and accurate references should be given in the review. Now, what are the various factors affecting the review of literature? There are some factors which affect the review of literature. The various factors which affect the review of literature are researcher's background, complexity of the research project, availability of resources, study time frame, and availability of support system. What is this researcher's background? If a person is well experienced, he will be finding it easy to prepare a review of literature than a beginner. So that is the background of the researcher. So if he is experienced, it is easy for him to prepare the review of literature than a beginner. Then the complexity of the research project. If the project title problem which you have selected is complex, it is difficult to collect the literature. Next is depending on the availability of resources. Based on the availability of computer, internet facility, online and offline journals, it is easy to prepare a good review of literature. Next is the study's time frame or time duration you have allotted for preparing the review of literature. That affect the one of the factor. Next, availability of support system. How many research scholars are involved? They will be supporting, and you can make a very good review of literature. So these are the various factors affecting the review of literature. Then how to plan a literature search? So while you are planning for a literature search, you should consider the following points. That is, first you should determine the scope of review. That is your question of your research. You should define your research question before searching the literature. You should define your research question. So while you are planning a review of literature, you should define your research question. Then you decide how much period you have to conduct the study, and also identify the key concepts and keywords. And whenever you are going for a research, you should make over the retrospective search. Okay, till done whatever done in the past, you should search the on the printed matters, electronic information, e-book, journal articles, etc. Coming to the sources of information for a review of literature, we have primary source, secondary source, and tertiary source. So there are differences between primary source, secondary source, and tertiary source. What is a primary source? Primary source is written by a person who developed the theory or conducted the research. So if I am doing the work and if I have written a article, that is my own work, and that will be the primary source of information. So the person who developed the theory or conducted the research writes a report or article, that will be the primary source. What is the primary source? Primary source is written by a person who developed the theory or conducted the research. What is secondary source? Secondary source is the already original researchers have written something that is copied by some other, that is called as the secondary source. That is description of studies prepared by someone other than the original researchers. The original researcher is not writing, other than the original researchers, some others is describing the study, that is called as the secondary source. And we have tertiary source. The tertiary source, they will be providing general background information. They'll be giving you the background general information to narrow the study or broaden the focus of a topic. So I hope you're clear. There are three sources of information: primary source, secondary source, and tertiary source. Primary sources written by a person who developed the theory or conducted the research. Secondary source is the description of studies put by someone else other than the original researchers, and the tertiary source will be giving a general background information to help to narrow or broaden the focus of a topic. Next, the example of primary source of information is some research article, that is a pharmaceutical research article. Example, you can write any research article. Here some examples are given, like facile construction of novel Bi2WO6 bar Ta3N5 Z scheme heterojunction nanofibers for efficient degradation of harmful pharmaceutical pollutants. You can write any research articles as an example. In vitro antioxidant evaluation of so and so plant. Likewise, any examples you can write, but it should be a research article. Next is the secondary sources of information. While writing example for secondary source of information, you should give an example of a review article, a review on cancer, a review on COVID-19, a review on pharmaceutical assessment of PVP. Likewise, you should give an example like a review or a systemic review. Okay. Next comes the under sources of information. We have both printed information and electronic information. Now we know the electronic information, we are using the computers, and also we will be using the search engines. What are the various search engines we are using, like Yahoo, Google, MSN Search, Lycos, Webcrawler, Alta Vista, Excite. These are the various electronics information. Next, we have textbooks, monographs, review articles, original research papers, etc. And while you are going for referring a book, you should have an idea in your mind that a book will get outdated. So whenever you go for a review of literature, you should go through the review papers, because the review paper will give you the updated knowledge. So whenever you are going for a review of literature, the books, when published in 2 to 3 years, it will be becoming outdated. So you have to search for the review articles. Next thing is, you can use the library for getting the sources of information. You can use the library. You all know about a library. In library, we'll be having a huge number of books, and also we will be having catalogs. Library catalogs, you should search and you can find out the books we need for doing our research, that is using the library. And you can search the bibliographical databases. This bibliographical databases we can see in both hard copy and also digital form. Okay, both the printed and also digital form is available, that is online and CD-RAM are available. The bibliographical databases print version or the Index Medicus and also Excerpta Medica, which are the printed version of bibliographical databases. The printed versions are Index Medicus, also called as the National Library of Medicine. Actually, it is a abridged Index Medicus published by the National Library of Medicine from 1970 to 1997. It covers some 2,900 journals in various fields like biomedical sciences, clinical medicine, psychology, dentistry. Experta Medicine, also Medica. It also covers areas in medicine and life sciences, include biochemistry, physiology, anatomy, Next comes the electronic version. Under electronic version, we have Medline, MPACE and the Cochrane Library. This Medline is the online version of NLM, that is the National Library of Medicine. And the MPACE is the online version of this Experta Medica. And also we have Cochrane Library. Cochrane Library is for the healthcare intervention. Okay, so these are the bibliographical databases. Next, we have the NLM's Medlar databases. The Medlar databases are AIDS drugs, AIDS line, AIDS cells, Aveline, CancerLit, CCRS, RAS, Chemid, Chemline, EthiCBac, GeneTox. These are the various NLM's Medlar databases. We have so many other databases under NLM also. I have only mentioned a few. Next is the health planning and administration like a Histlin, HSTAR, HSDB, IRIS, Medline. These are the health planning and administration databases. Also, you have sequence databases. It helps to identify the sequence in a gene, DNA, protein, nucleotide databases. For that, we have various databases available like Spaceline, ToxLit, ToxLine, ToxNet, and TRI. Then we have United Nations databases like UNICEF, UNFPA, UNAIDS, UN Department of Humanitarian Affairs, UNDP, FAO, and also the World Health Organization. Next is our chemistry literature databases. So when one is interested in doing a research in chemistry, we will be having a chemistry literature databases. It will be giving articles related to chemistry, chemical structure like SciFinder, ChemID Plus, Chem, DrugBank, Reaxys. Also, we have drug information databases like Micromedex and Lexica. This Micromedex and Lexicam are used by PharmD people for collecting the information regarding drugs, pharmacology information. Next is the herbal databases. If you are interested in doing herbal preparation, you can go for this herbal databases like natural medicine, phytochemical and ethnobotanical databases, dietary supplements labels database. Next we have biology literature databases like Biosis Citation Index, Web of Science, OMIM. This Biosis Citation Index, it covers life sciences, biomedical research database, preclinical animal experiments, everything. Web of Science covers all areas of scientific discipline. OMIM, it contains the catalog of human gene, genetic traits and hereditary disorders. Then we have clinical health sciences literature databases like PubMed, International Pharmaceutical Abstract, ToxNet, Google Scholar, PsycInfo, MPACE. These are the clinical health science literature databases. I have additional databases like US Patent and Trademark Office, DrugBank, Drug Industry Document Archive, clinicaltrials.gov, Protein Drug Data Bank, Google Patent, Scopus. Also, we have ebook collections like Access Pharmacy, Pharmacy Library, Access Medicine. These are the various ebook collections, e-library. Then we have printed informations on published abstract, magazine, newspaper, conference paper, proceedings, encyclopedia, dictionaries and ebooks. So we can have a glance once again on the sources of information like we have primary sources, secondary sources and tertiary sources. That examples we know. Then we have discussed about the various databases. You can use the library. Then we can search the bibliographical databases. Under bibliographical databases, we have print version and also online version. Print version are Index Medicus and Experta Medica. Electronic versions are Medline, MPACE and Cochrane Library. Then NLM, Medlar database, Health Planning and Administration, Sequence database, United Nations database. Then chemistry literature databases, drug information, herbal databases, biology literature databases, clinical health science literature databases, and also some additional databases are available. Next is the e-book collections. Finally, the printed information. The printed information are public abstract, unpublished dissertation, magazine, newspapers, conference paper, proceedings, encyclopedia and dictionaries. Okay, so we can refer various pharmacy journals like pharmacological reviews, pharmacology and therapeutics, medicinal research reviews, neuropharmacology, drug discovery today. These are the various journals used by pharmaceutical researchers. We have both national journals and international journals. You might have seen so many national journals and also international journals in your library. That names you can include Indian Journalist, Asian Journal of Pharmaceutics, Current Science, Indian Journal of Pharmacology. Likewise, also you can give some textbooks names. These are the various sources of information. So I hope you got an idea regarding review of literature. So at a glance we can see what is review of literature. It is a critical and evaluative description of publication on a chosen topic or selected area of study, which describes, summarizes, evaluates and clarifies the literature. It forms a theoretical base for the research and helps to determine the nature of the research. I hope you are clear what are the various purpose of the review of literature, what are the characteristics of review of literature and factors affecting review of literature, and also the various sources of informations we have studied. Hope you are clear. Okay, thank you.